Hi, welcome to part 2 of my Firework stash 2019. This is part of my birthday stash continued. I'm going to give away what I'm going to use as my finale. You probably won't know from just looking at this what it's going to be, but I'm going down the route of firing multiples of the same type of cake rather than a compound or a finale cake as itself. I'm going to sort of devise my own based on two of my favourite fireworks that I fired last year in 2018. So we'll run through a few other things first, and then I'll get down to what I'm planning for the finale. You can see it's quite a mixed bag here. There's some stuff I've got to sort of use up that I had left over from bonfire night last year, some TNT stuff. I've got another spin on this wheel from Celtic. I just want to see how that fares compared to the last one I fired. You'll notice on the video, if you compare that to the China video, there's about a 10-second discrepancy in the firing, and I wasn't sure whether that was down to a fusing issue in the first one I had. So I spoke to Saj at Chiltern Fireworks, and he's given me another one to try out just to see if it's going to be the same duration or whether it will fire differently. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. So spin on this. It's a massive wheel, and it is a very pretty wheel. Colours are very nice, very vibrant in it, as you'd expect. It's a high quality product. So looking at the NEC there, 56 grams, category 2 firework. So quite a high amount of NEC really. I don't think, looking at that, you'd expect maybe a jet to be in every side, and I don't think it is. I think there's only jets here. So we'll just have to see how that fares again. But even if it is 10 seconds less, it's still a very, very capable Catherine wheel. And I'm still of the opinion there's not enough Catherine wheels on the market at the moment. That's probably, this one here is probably the second best Catherine wheel I've fired. The only one that's better is TNT's what was it, 6 foot sparkle, I think it's called, which does beat this, I think, for effects. But this is very close second. It's a lovely wheel, hence why I've got another one to try out. We may as well do fountains. I've got 2 other fountains. This was in my other stash video on the run up to, I think it's either bonfire night or New Year. Obviously conic fountain from Epic, Cat 2 with an NEC of 42 grams. So it's just a plain silver conic fountain. So we'll see how that fares. It should get some decent height with it being a conic, certainly towards the end anyway. So that's that. Then we've also got TNT Fireworks' Cheeky Monkey Fountain. I saw this in the shop and I thought, well, for £5, this looks a real decent fountain, and I've fallen for a trap, I think. TNT are notorious for doing this, I have to say. This was from Aldi. Where's the NEC on there? 66 grams NEC. So for something so big, it does have a small amount of NEC. And what I'm going to do for you, I'm going to rip off the top and we'll have a look inside if I can, because I think there's going to be a lot of padding in this and not much else. So let's have a look. Oh my word. Righty ho. So yeah, we've got a very small fountain in the middle, one in the corner, another one in the corner over there, and another one in each of the 4 corners. So you probably have an alright amount of duration, but obviously the size and depth of the fountains are tiny, and I'm not sure why. Unless it wants the eyes to glow. But what I've noticed about the eyes is they're just sticky labels. That's not it's not a very transparent or translucent red really for the strobe to penetrate to light the eyes and mouth up. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes really. I'm in 2 minds If it's a decent duration, then for £5 I've got a bargain, but I've got my doubts over this. But we'll fire it and we'll see what the video looks like, and obviously we can see for ourselves then what we're in for. So that's the Cheeky Monkey fountain, obviously from TNT. What else have we got? We've got a couple of bits from Standard. I've not fired Standard Fireworks bits since probably those pearl effects, which was a couple of years ago, I think now. What were they called? Trailing Tails, which they were lovely fireworks, little small ones. And last year I fired Magic Spell, which was a little mine effect cake, which was very good actually, angled out. Very small cake. I think it was about £5 a pop, so I got two and spaced those out, and they did work alright. So Standard, although they're not the market leaders, they still do some decent stuff. So I've got Sorcery, which is a 12-shotter category 2 cake. Obviously you can see it's 8 meters on the label there, nice and big. So for 12 shots, it is varied effects. It's got some nice big breaks, and it's got a bit of a mine lift to it as well. So there you go, it says it gets up to about 25 meters, lasts about 25 seconds. And the NEC probably on this side, let's have a look. 136 grams, so fairly decent amount really for a category 2. The bore size is fairly big, I think, on this, if I remember rightly. It's about 15-20 mil, probably about 20 mil. So decent sized Cat 2 cake. Never fired it before, so I thought it was worth a try. So we've got that one, and then it's sort of, I want to say bigger sister because it looks bigger. It certainly is heavier, I know that, but that's certainly not a judge of how good a firework is. So Zodiac from Standard Fireworks. This is 16-shotter. NEC 170 grams, so a bit more NEC in there, but obviously more shots. The tube size I think is about the same actually as its sister there, and again it's all break effects. I think it's like a bank of red, bank of green, I think there's some orange or some yellow in it, so as it suggests it's going to be a multicoloured effect firework. And I think this one does have some crackle, which can be a bit samey sometimes, but not everything I've got has got crackling in this series, so I will space them out so it's a bit varied. But for those who like crackle as well, it's a win-win. So that's Zodiac from Standard. Then we've also got this little cake. I think this is new for 2018. Silver Spirals. I've got a couple of these, but I'll only fire one for the purpose of obviously you having a look at how they fare on their own, so you can judge whether they'd be good in multiples. But as it suggests, Silver Spirals, it's going to be a spinner cake basically in silver, so it's going to be a single effect cake. But I find kids like the Silver Spirals type effects, spinners especially, so it should be alright. It's a 16-shotter. Obviously you'll know that Celtic do a version of this. So again, it'll be interesting to see how the two spinner cakes compare to each other. And we'll see how it does. So 16 shots there, Cat 2, and it's just under 100 grams there, 99.2 grams NEC. But you obviously, with it being a spiral effect, there's no breaks, so the NEC is going to be less anyway. So that's Silver Spirals from Epic. Then we've also got something else I've not fired before. It's 20-shot Flying Fish Cake. Again, you see it's from Epic Fireworks. For 20 shots, we get an NEC of 180 grams. So that's quite heavy, really, for a cake that just produces flying fish type effect. I did fire. What did I fire last year? It was Flight of the Bumblebee by TNT. So again, this will be a similar type flying fish effect, but I think it's more of a silver one, this one, compared to Flight of the Bumblebee, which obviously is discontinued because it's British standards. But That one had a sort of a copper effect and a silver effect that sort of interspersed. So I think this one is more of a single effect. So it'd be nice to have a bit of low noise within all the bursts and breaks, and it just holds the crowd's attention when people are sort of, I'd not say breaks get a bit samey, but certainly those that aren't pyro enthusiasts don't really like to see the same thing repeated over and over again. So this will break up the display, add a bit of quiet as well, and adds obviously to the attention of the audience, I think, anyway. So 20 shot flying fish from Epic there. First time I've fired that one. Then I'm going to give away what I'm using for my finale, or this is the plan anyway. You'll find in some of my later videos I'll have some massive compounds to fire. I've got Sky on Fire to use up, which again I didn't fire at New Year, so I'll have that to use for my birthday, along with a few other interesting compounds, which I'll say no more, and I'll let you anticipate those. But for the finale, two of the best cakes, or I say best cakes, two of the cakes I enjoyed the most that were new last year were these two here, Triple Whistle and Howling Wolves from Epic. Howling Wolves, I can't get over how high they actually go, and the amount of noise that they make. Obviously it's a howling sort of screeching effect, goes right up, and then it's got a sort of quite a loud break to it. It's not a massive break, slightly bigger than say a salute type break, but it's got some nice colour to it as well. So the plan is for Howling Wolves and for Triple Whistle, which is just a single effect 3-stage whistle, is to have these all go off pretty much at the same time. I'll probably set off a load of Triple Whistles first, and then slightly overlap them. Well, that's the plan anyway. We'll see how it goes with a load of Howling Wolves cakes. It's the first time I've really had a go at firing lots in multiple. I've fused firework boards together before, but they've always been varied effect. So I've got some tape match on order. I've got some fast visco left, and some slow visco, so we'll lead those in, try and get the timings right for both cakes. I think Triple Whistle's about 30 seconds, so we'll try and like link it in after 15 seconds and put the bank of Howling Wolves in. So I'll show you the quantities that we're talking about, and I know the Howling Wolves isn't in a massive quantity, but it's certainly going to be effective. So I've got, if I move my camera around, I've got a box here. So we've got 8 Howling Wolves cakes in there, and we will we'll fire those off sort of as a bank. So I'll probably have a couple angled each side, and then I will have a lot straight shot in the middle. So the bulk will go up the front, and some will angle off to the sides, with the triple whistles obviously sort of overlapping. And then with the triple whistles, as you can see on the box, we've got a pack of 12 there. I don't think I took one out, did I? No. So I'll be lighting 13 of those together, and then I'll fire one separately as a separate video for you to see on its own. I did obviously fire this as part of my Cat 2 firework board over bonfire night, but I've not broken the video down to its sort of single effect, so I will just fire one separately for you to see, so you can get an idea for what it looks like on its own, and then obviously we'll have the mayhem that follows. So triple whistle, I'll just go through that. Obviously it's a 3-stage whistle effect, which is fantastic. I love the whistle noise. It breaks it up. Yes, it's single effects, so there's no breaks, it's just a whistle, sort of bank of comet whistles. It's a 240 grams NEC, and obviously it's category 2, so you can be fairly close. The only thing to note, I did fire one of these for bonfire night, and the wind caught it quite badly, to the point where it caught fire afterwards, but a lot of the other cakes did too, to be honest. I think it's just the wind effect, but that one noticeably, it did stay smouldering for a while afterwards. But it should be fine this time. I know the weather forecast coming up to my birthday is looking favourable, so it's low winds, so hopefully I won't have the same issue as I did over bonfire night. So that's triple whistle, and then I'll go through Howling Wolves. So we've got 8 of these for the finale. They are heavy items, so we've got on there NEC 612 grams. So for such a small cake, it's really got a decent amount of powder in there, and as it says there, 30 shots. And I love the artwork on there is great. I love that. It's really nice. So yeah, that's the plan for the finale. As it stands now, I will have some compound cakes, like I said, leading up to this, but I want noise for the finale this year rather than breaks. Unless you guys really think that's a really bad idea, but I think a bank of 8 Howling Wolves and 13 triple whistles going off pretty much simultaneously is going to be quite impressive. But let me know in the comments. You can tell me what you think, really. I'm not suggesting I'm a pro by any stretch of the imagination. So it'd be interesting to know your feedback. Anyway, I've been waffling on long enough now. We're at 16.5 minutes, so thanks again for watching, thanks for your support, and please do give me some feedback, let me know what you think of my plan as it stands. Alright, thanks for watching.